Poverty in the Philippines remains a critical challenge, affecting nearly 166% of the population. This persistent issue has deep historical roots intertwined with socioeconomic factors, making it a complex problem to tackle. Despite some progress in poverty alleviation over the years, millions of Filipinos continue to face severe hardships, stumbling through life with limited access to essential resources such as nutritious food, quality education, and adequate health care. The struggle for survival resonates across the archipelago, where families often find themselves choosing between basic needs. A closer look reveals that the deprivation is not just material, it encompasses opportunities for growth and development. Many children, unable to attend school due to financial constraints, grow up in a cycle of poverty that is hard to break. Education remains a crucial lever for change, yet it is often out of reach for those at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. The COVID-19 pandemic has further illuminated the vulnerabilities faced by these families, acting as a magnifying glass on existing disparities. Lockdowns and economic downturns have pushed countless households into deeper poverty, making the fight against this issue even more urgent. As the nation works towards recovery, a concerted effort is needed to implement sustainable solutions focusing on equitable access to resources. Addressing poverty in the Philippines requires a multifaceted approach, bringing together government, private sectors, and communities to foster a future where every Filipino can thrive. Poverty in the Philippines is a complex issue shaped by various interwoven factors that prevent many from escaping the cycle of deprivation. Foremost among these is the lack of access to quality education. Many children in rural areas attend poorly funded schools, limiting their future opportunities and perpetuating a cycle of unemployment and underemployment. The absence of skilled labor in these regions inhibits economic growth and traps families in poverty. Another contributing factor is the glaring inequality in wealth distribution. The concentration of wealth among a small segment of the population means that resources are not effectively allocated to uplift the underprivileged. This disparity is evident in urban areas where slums coexist with affluent neighborhoods, highlighting the stark contrast in living conditions and access to essential services. Corruption further exacerbates the poverty situation, siphoning off funds that could otherwise be invested in vital infrastructure and social programs. The misallocation of resources prevents critical developments necessary for fostering a conducive environment for growth. Poor infrastructure, be it roads, healthcare facilities, or educational institutions, limits access to employment opportunities, stifling economic advancement for many. Additionally, the Philippines' vulnerability to natural disasters compounds these issues. Frequent typhoons and flooding not only displace communities but disrupt economic activities, leading to loss of income and increased hardship. The economic structure is predominantly reliant on agriculture and low-wage services, leaving countless families vulnerable and stalling social mobility. In summary, these intertwined factors create a landscape where poverty persists, challenging efforts to enact meaningful change and improve living conditions for millions. Poverty stands as a daunting shadow over countless communities, deeply impacting the everyday lives of families. Imagine a household where meals are sparse and hunger gnaws at the stomachs of children. Malnutrition becomes a constant threat, hindering growth and impeding the potential of young minds. As families struggle to secure basic necessities, their homes often devolve into makeshift shelters that offer little protection from the elements. Each creak of a roof becomes a reminder of their precarious situation. Access to clean water, a fundamental human right, turns elusive in impoverished areas. Picture a child collecting water from a polluted source. The consequence is evident in the sickness that plagues their family. Alongside this, insufficient healthcare access creates a cycle of despair. Families often forego medical care, leading to untreated illnesses that further entrench them in poverty, their lives punctuated by avoidable suffering. Education remains a distant dream for many children from poor families. Visualize a classroom filled with eager minds, yet the lure of meager household income compels them to abandon their studies. By leaving school early, these children not only sacrifice their futures, but also perpetuate a cycle that binds generations to poverty. Furthermore, the constant strain of financial insecurity looms over them, turning minor setbacks, like medical expenses, into devastating crises. It is a cruel reality where every day poses fresh challenges, making the path out of poverty seem insurmountable. Yet resilient spirits continue to hope for a brighter tomorrow. In the Philippines, poverty remains a pressing issue, compelling the government to take decisive action through various initiatives. One of the cornerstone programs is the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, 4PS, which serves as a lifeline for countless low-income families. By offering conditional cash transfers, it fosters a culture of responsibility. Families receive financial aid in exchange for commitments such as ensuring their children attend school and accessing essential healthcare services. This creates a ripple effect, empowering families to invest in the futures of their children and improve their overall well-being. Beyond the 4 Ps, the government has prioritized social housing projects that aim to provide safe and affordable housing for the urban poor. These developments focus not only on physical shelter, but also on creating vibrant communities that foster social cohesion. Alongside housing initiatives, the Universal Health Care Law is a pivotal reform aimed at delivering comprehensive health services to all citizens, particularly the underserved. This law seeks to eliminate barriers to accessing healthcare, ensuring that even the most marginalized groups can receive the medical attention they deserve. Labor policies are also crucial in the quest to alleviate poverty. By focusing on job creation and advocating for minimum wage increases, the government aims to empower workers economically. These measures not only bolster household incomes, but also drive growth in local economies. Together, these initiatives symbolize the government's commitment to addressing poverty, highlighting a holistic approach that intertwines financial assistance, healthcare, housing, and labor rights, ultimately working towards a more equitable society. The Philippines has witnessed remarkable economic growth over the last few decades, yet this prosperity has not uniformly cascaded down to the populace. The bustling cities, fueled by the booming business process outsourcing, BPO industry, and remittances from overseas workers, shine like beacons of opportunity. However, amid these bright lights, vast swathes of rural areas languish in the shadows, reliant on agriculture, a sector struggling to keep pace with modern economic demands. Wealth generated from industries does not trickle down evenly. Rather, it coalesces in urban centers, creating a stark chasm between the affluent and the impoverished. The experiences of those inhabiting bustling cities starkly contrast the daily struggles faced by farmers in the countryside, whose hard work often yields meager returns. The opportunities available in urban settings seem almost unattainable for those confined to agricultural lifeways, leaving many bereft of the benefits enjoyed by their urban counterparts. Efforts to bridge this gap are crucial for sustainable growth. Policymakers must prioritize inclusive growth strategies, ensuring that rural development is not an afterthought but a central focus. Enhancing access to education, technology, and infrastructure in these neglected areas can empower local populations and create pathways out of poverty. For true economic progress, it is imperative that growth benefits all sectors of society, drawing every Filipino into the fold of prosperity. Only then can the nation rise as a unified beacon of hope, shining brightly for every citizen, regardless of their geographical location. Education is the cornerstone of development and a powerful tool for escaping the clutches of poverty. In the Philippines, however, many individuals, particularly in rural communities, find themselves grappling with limited access to quality education. This fundamental barrier inhibits their ability to seize opportunities in a rapidly changing job market. By implementing initiatives that prioritize education, the path to a brighter future can be illuminated, allowing individuals to dream beyond their current circumstances. Vocational training and skills development programs are essential for transforming the educational landscape. These programs can equip individuals with practical skills fitting the demands of the contemporary workforce. By enhancing vocational training, communities can foster a generation of skilled workers ready to engage in meaningful employment. Educational reforms must focus on inclusivity, ensuring that all segments of the population, especially those in remote areas, have access to essential resources and training that lead to economic mobility. Job creation is equally crucial. By investing in sectors like technology, manufacturing, and renewable energy, governments can bolster economic growth while creating stable, long-term employment opportunities. These industries not only provide jobs but also encourage local economies to thrive. As families gain stable incomes, their reliance on precarious informal labor markets diminishes, paving the way for improved living standards. Ultimately, intertwining education and employment is vital to breaking the cycle of poverty and building a more prosperous future for all Filipinos. The Philippines stands at the forefront of climate change challenges, consistently battered by powerful typhoons, seismic shifts, and volcanic upheavals. These natural disasters don't just shake the ground or unleash torrential rains. They also tear at the very fabric of society, especially in impoverished communities often caught in the crisis's relentless grip. Homes are obliterated, while crops that once thrived under the tropical sun are swept away, leaving families vulnerable and desperate. In the aftermath of disaster, the landscape transforms into a battlefield against poverty. Disruption of livelihood sends ripples of despair through families, with many forced to navigate an increasingly tenuous existence. Children are withdrawn from schools, and health services dwindle as local infrastructures collapse. As communities scramble to rebuild, an urgent need emerges, not just for immediate relief, but for sustainable strategies that can weather future storms. Enhancing climate resilience becomes paramount. Communities must learn to adapt and prepare for the whims of nature. To break this cycle of destruction and despair, collective action is vital. Enhanced disaster response frameworks can save lives and mitigate losses, while investment in infrastructure can fortify communities against upcoming threats. Moreover, targeted support for the most vulnerable is essential, ensuring that the aid goes beyond mere survival, fostering empowerment and long-term recovery. By rebuilding with a focus on resilience, the Philippines can embrace a future of hope, transforming calamity into a catalyst for change. Addressing these issues is not just a necessity, it's a commitment to a better tomorrow. To effectively combat poverty, we must consider a multifaceted approach. Addressing its numerous layers, first and foremost, access to quality education is paramount. It acts as a powerful equalizer, providing individuals with the skills and knowledge necessary to secure better employment. Education transforms lives, breaking the cycle of poverty for generations. When communities invest in learning opportunities, they sow the seeds of future prosperity. Equally important is the creation of inclusive economic opportunities. Businesses must be encouraged to hire from diverse backgrounds, ensuring marginalized groups have a seat at the table. By fostering entrepreneurship and supporting local enterprises, we can ignite economic growth that is representative and impactful. This will not only reduce poverty, but will also stimulate local economies, creating a ripple effect of benefits. Furthermore, enhancing social protection programs is crucial. These programs are safety nets for the most vulnerable, providing essential support in times of need. Policies that address wealth inequality, aiming to redistribute resources fairly, can drastically change the landscape. Alongside these initiatives, strengthening government institutions and minimizing corruption will enhance transparency and accountability. When anti-poverty efforts are backed by a robust framework and untainted leadership, they can reach those who need assistance most effectively. Ultimately, through collaboration and a commitment to empathetic governance, we can pave the way towards significant reductions in poverty, creating a more equitable world for all. Poverty in the Philippines is a pressing issue that demands our collective attention and action. As we delve into this discussion, we shine a light on the myriad challenges faced by countless families and individuals struggling to make ends meet. This topic not only sheds light on economic hardships, but also sparks empathy and a call for change that resonates within our communities. If this discussion struck a chord with you, we urge you to take action. By liking and subscribing to this channel, you help amplify the voices of those often unheard, and every share extends the reach of our message, encouraging awareness that can lead to meaningful dialogue and reform. Together, we can turn information into impact, spreading understanding about the hardships of poverty in the Philippines. Engage with us in the comments. Your thoughts and suggestions matter. What initiatives or actions do you believe can contribute to reducing poverty? Discussing solutions is vital, as it fosters community collaboration and ignites fresh ideas that could lead to real change. Lastly, don't forget to activate notifications so you never miss an update on these crucial social and economic issues affecting our nation. Together, we can be the catalyst for change, transforming awareness into action, and help pave the way towards a more equitable future for everyone in the Philippines.